Penguin Audio presents How Stella Got Her Groove Back. Read for you by the author, Terry McMillan. I hadn't planned on going anywhere. All I knew was that as much as I loved my son, I was glad to see him disappear after those doors to Gate 3 closed this morning. Quincy's on his way to Colorado Springs to visit his daddy, and now I have the house all to myself. Finally, some peace and quiet. And 3 whole weeks of it. Of course, there are a million things I want to do, and now I can do them without hearing, "Mom, can I?" every 15 seconds. Thank God it's Saturday, and thank God it's summertime. School's out. No more 3-day-a-week Little League practice, rain or shine. No week on, week off revolving carpooling and forgetting it's my week and being afraid to call the parents of the abandoned children standing in the rain for an hour after I forgot them because they are all, including my own son, too dumb to call somebody else. And thank the Lord there's nowhere I have to be. No can't wait portfolios to review, and I don't have to pay any attention to any of the 4 computers in my office. I mean, I can actually be offline for a change, and I have no meetings, no planes to catch, nada. I look around the house and realize that the housekeeper does a pretty good job of keeping it clean. He fixes everything that breaks around here, and since he is ultra-religious, and I think maybe even a Buddhist, out of respect, I sort of watch my mouth in my own home. He cleans under and behind everything, which is the main reason I have no Saturday morning cleaning to do, unlike most of the women in my neighborhood. I believe from the bottom of my heart that dusting, polishing, and vacuuming are entirely too tedious, never-ending, and boring tasks, and I could go on, but there are so many other things I would rather be doing, which is why I hired Paco in the first place. He is worth the money. I go into the kitchen and make myself a latte and stare out into the backyard, over at a storage shed that I turned into a studio. But, of course, that was when I used to be this creative person, and I had energy and a thriving spirit, and I would design and conceive and sometimes actually manufacture what I used to call functional sculpture, a.k.a. handcrafted furniture that people, in fact, solicited and paid me real money to make for them out of everything from aluminum, copper, steel, wood, whatever. But then it became so hard to, pay the rent, and then this husband I ended up saying yes to when I should have just said no, convinced me that I could use that MBA I got and, combine it with that MFA I also had, which, of course, all by itself was worthless. And who could afford this eccentric, one-of-a-kind so-called furniture when a normal person could just, go to Thomasville or Levitt's or IKEA? And, of course, I didn't know how to mix commerce with art, and so I failed at working with my hands. I went with the brain and forged figures inside my economic head and did the total business beat. I have been doing this now for hell, I don't even know how many years, but I am getting a sudden, overwhelming urge to run the vacuum through my mental house and chill out. Sit down long enough to smell the cosmos, the zinnias, the coral bells, hell, the fucking coffee, which I actually can smell right now. So when Quincy comes home, I'll be more poised, balanced, composed than I've been in years. The generic term for it is relaxed. I'm tired of running. I would like to be able to just sit with my son and watch television without wishing I were somewhere else. I walk from the kitchen into the family room and sit on the red leather love seat, and I look around and see all this color, all these different textures. I am proud that over the years I have made my funky little California castle suitable to my needs, my taste, and I have rigged, equipped, and outfitted it in such an unorthodox way that it might actually be impossible to sell, even though I was not even thinking of moving anywhere. But for some reason today, I decided that maybe I should shake myself up a little too. But how? And where do you start? I looked down at the coffee table and noticed Quincy forgot the stationery I brought him so he could write to me and his homies while he's away. Maybe I should write a few long overdue letters or something to some folks. That's it. Yeah, I'll write a few long-lost relatives and to some folks I haven't seen or talked to in ages. Just little notes. So maybe you think I've forgotten you, but here's a gesture to let you know I haven't notes. Hell, I remember when I used to write tons of letters. Now who has time to even call anymore? I also don't give very many letters either. Maybe 5 or 6 a year, and that's counting the pre-addressed, pre-stamped envelopes I give Quincy when he's away at camp and shoot. I know at least 1,000 people, and at least 500 of them live more than 500 miles away. Far enough away to write. It just feels like nothing is the way it used to be anymore. And it's not that I'm on some nostalgia trip or anything, but I just wonder if I'm feeling like this because I can't believe I'm really 40 fucking 2 years old. But it feels like I'm slowly but surely catching up to my...